Continuation on the Roots of the Kind by Shauna Ray Missick. A world of islands, memory and myth. The Turks and Caicos Islands are more than just a scattering of cays in turquoise waters. They are a crossroads of history, memory, and myth. Beneath the images of pristine beaches and celebrity hideaways lies a deeper story. Salt and slavery, freedom and survival, spirits and storms. This is the world where the kind begins, not simply as a backdrop, but as a living homeland, a place where the sea itself remembers. Later came the Bermudians, who carved the salt industry into the flats. After the American Revolution, loyalist planters arrived, bringing enslaved Africans to work the cotton fields at Wade's Green, Cheshire Hall, and other estates. Names like Stubbs, Rigby, Lorimer, and Missick took root here, tied to both plantation wealth and the survival of freedmen who remained after the abolition of slavery. The islands themselves have shifted under the weight of empire, annexed to the Bahamas, ruled from Jamaica, hovering on the edge of independence, before settling again as a British overseas territory. Each tide of governance leaves its own scars and silences in its wake. History layered in sand. Centuries ago, the Lucayan Taino called these islands home. Within a generation of Columbus's arrival, they were erased, victims of disease, enslavement, and dislocation. Their absence still lingers like an echo in the salt wind. Lore at the water's edge. History is one layer, but myth lives just as strongly. Its stories haunt the Caribbean. Anansi, the trickster spider, who spins wisdom and survival into his webs. La Diablesse, the demon woman with a hidden hoof, seducing men into peril. Papa Boaz, guardian of the forest, lures hunters into the trees. Lagahu, shapeshifter and shadow dragging chains of the dead. These tales mingle with archetypes: the maiden, Mudder, Mousie, and their mirrors, the boy, man, elder. Together, they form a duet of survival, innocence to burden, burden to memory, memory to rebirth. Even today, living figures carry myth forward, like Mario Rigby, who crossed all 8 islands on foot, kayak and bike, embodying endurance and the spirit of the land. Memory of a dock. For me, the setting is also personal. I grew up at the Leeward Marina before it became Blue Haven Resort. November 6, 2007, Providenciales Leeward Marina Development. The construction, bringing in the new. My family's boat charter business Catch the Wave launched from that dock. Childhood memories were filled with running around and playing on that dock. After school days were filled with salt spray, laughter, and the quiet refuge of the sea. That dock is gone now, swept away by glossy villas and floating yacht slips. Blue Haven stands in its place, marketed as paradise, part of a global luxury network. Where once children played as their parents worked on boats, locals working the water, now jet skis line up for tourists, and the rich seek privacy in gated, expensive enclaves. A new era has arrived. What remains are memories and photographs, fragments of a past erased by development, yet alive in the telling of a story. Outside our eyes, how others see these islands is another layer of the tale. To celebrities like Justin and Hailey Bieber, or Neil Patrick Harris and David Burtka, the Turks and Caicos are a retreat, a place to escape paparazzi, ring in the new year, or sip cocktails by secluded pools. To travelers like the Travel Twins, it is an under-visited mystery. Isn't 2 weeks too much? They asked, before discovering cliffs, wrecks, villages and markets far from the resorts. To locals, it is something more fragile and enduring, a land of survival, where history and myth remain beneath every grain of sand. Where the kind begins. It is here, in this layered world of saltwater and memory, that the kind takes root. The homeland of some of its main characters is not just an island on a map. It is a crossroads, Lucayan ghosts and loyalist plantations, Anansi's stories and Papabois forests, old docks and new yachts, outsider gazes and insider memories. This is where maiden and boy first walk the shore, where Mudder prays by the river and man bends under labor, where Mousie whispers stories by moonlight and elder names storms instead of chasing them. This is Turks and Caicos, not the paradise on postcards, but a land where history, heritage, and myth collide. And it is here that the story of the kind will begin.